A genocide warning against trans people in the United States? No way, I couldn't have seen that coming. No way. That's totally new information to me. Okay, so I have some things I want to talk about. So it's very easy to get into a downward spiral, thinking about current events. You know, we're living through history. There's no denying that at this point. We're going through a little bit of a probably a pre World War III. You know, like maybe Civil War. Who knows? It's all up in the air. Everything's going fucking buck wild. But there is one thing or one little silver lining that is really important here in the United States, and that's that we have the honor of having the most incompetent fascist regime that recorded history has probably ever seen. A lot of people like to draw parallels between, Nazi Germany, 100-Day Hungary, Putin's Russia. But what people miss in those comparisons is that those fascists had at least a few people in control who weren't complete fucking morons. I mean, we have a very incompetent FBI. We have Kash Patel writing anti-ice on their on their full casings, like what, like a stripper clip of like, and it just says anti-ice. What the fuck is that? We have an incompetent cabinet. Um, I mean, have you seen any of the cabinet speakers talk about anything? They're fucking morons. Um, and we have incompetent foot soldiers. ICE. How many of them do you think watch Garantham? I mean, they're obviously, very larpy, very athletically unfit, and they're incompetent. They're not gonna survive a punji trap. I'm tell you that much. And I think a big thing people get kind of caught up in is trying to come up with like a coherent long-term strategy to counter their totally coherent long-term strategy for taking over the United States and becoming a dictatorship. The problem with that is that they have no long-term strategy. Their strategy is to throw shit at the wall and just see what sticks. We're trying to play chess against someone playing tic-tac-toe. It doesn't work. Over the course of this next year, you're going to see a lot more shit thrown at the wall. They will keep escalating, and what they will do is they will create the conditions for their own demise. Just as if that's standard for fascism. That's just how it happens. But because they're so incompetent, it probably gonna happen. Chances are probably gonna happen sooner than later. We're probably gonna. I think we're probably gonna get over this hill pretty quickly in relative terms. Um, but you have to take advantage of it. We all have to collectively um, figure out, see what's going on and actually take the necessary action at the right time, and figuring out when and where and why and what to do and when. Um, that was a totally coherent sentence. That's all something we're just gonna kind of figure out as we go, because you can't have one person. It's never gonna be one person saying, "Oh, this is the right thing to do and this is the right long-term strategy." That's not really an effective way to build kind of a grassroots movement. People are just going to be figuring shit out locally, and it's going to happen that way. But what can you do to take advantage of this and not just survive, but effectively resist? Have an effective resistance. So, really, this just comes down to talking to your neighbors, talking to your coworkers. Talk to people in your everyday life who you don't normally talk about politics with. Because these are the people, these normal, everyday, maybe middle class, maybe maybe, middle lower class people that are normally disengaged with politics. These people are the most important people in the country right now. They are the most important people because they decide where the tides go. They decide if, think about Nazi Germany back. What the reason why Nazi Germany was successful for so long was because they lulled the populace. They lulled the majority of the population into just like a sense of comfort because they actually fixed the economy temporarily enough to start a war. Um, and they made people comfortable, and when they had that comfort, they kind of just went along with the Holocaust because, well, I have a comfortable life, so who am I to complain? I'll be okay. Um, and when you talk to people who are going to be in that position, you have to be able to start to radicalize them. You have to be able to start to get them thinking in terms of class solidarity and all this other commie shit that once you word it without using the words socialism or communism, everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with it. Let me tell you something. You will be shocked by the difference you see in the real world talking to real people versus the comments you read on the internet, because they really want you to think we're a lot more divided than we actually are. Um, yeah, they're using fucking bots and shit. Of course they're using fucking AI and fucking all this chat GPT fucking bots written by comments written by bots. It's all fucking fake. Unless you live in like West Texas or Arkansas, in which case those bots are probably real, and you might be cooked. I'm not gonna lie.